your project quality plan should also work in conjunction with it should work in conjunction with other parts of your management plan. For example, your time schedule, your network planning, your cost analysis, your resources analysis, your progress reporting, your reports, bar chart, all these things are actually quite in relation with even the safety plan will also should be able to tie in together with your quality plan. So, when you're doing a quality plan, you need to look at the other aspects of the project. And your quality plan also will be tied down to your procurement plan later. It's just that what you are expecting to do, you need to find the right people to do it, you see, and then you need to have the right contract to tie these people together. So it will actually be related to your procurement plan as well, your tendering method, your contracts method, and it's all part and parcel. So we do not want your PQP or QMP to be standalone. You need to work it out with you need information from other components of your project management plan, and then it will be fed back into those management plan, into other form. Like quality, it will also affect risk study later. If you do risk study, you need to know what can affect quality. There are some risks that can affect quality. So then you need to cater for those risks as well. And that will be within time, you see, of time and cost of adding more resources and all that in order to complete the work. And then in order to deliver the quality desired, you see. So, and you will also need a lot of testing, acceptance documents review, productivity, constructivity review, drawings, all these things and how to manage changes and all that. So this sort of manual, it will also be, when you do the manual, is actually you need information from other parts of your management plan, and it will contribute to other parts of the management plan. And besides, the manual also will need to include like the drawings, and how you review the constructability, the productivity, and then producibility and then all the testing laboratories, the tests, the quality test, the water quality test, all sorts of different tests that is required. You need to be able to have it in the manual as well. It's like a secondary document, but it is important as well. And of course, the procurement plan, and then also reviewing into technical, like whether plus or minus acceptance criteria, and then how the external constraints of the project will also, you plan to do it like this, but then the site, the soil quality may not be able to, do that. You see, and then it will create issues like, for example, if your soil quality is really bad, with a lot of clay soils, muddy soils, clay and all that, then your machineries, you specify certain machines to work, but it doesn't do the work as well because of the ground condition. So you still need to know all these things as well for you to put manual in a way. So manual is a very important document. It actually sets down the quality, your QMP or PQP. A lot of in construction environment, when we do PQP, people like to do specification, but actually it is not. It should not be just specifications. They treat PQP or QMP as a specification. It should be the entire procedure, starting from processes, the procedures, and from the procedures to the resources requirement, or the testing requirement, the acceptance criteria. It's all listed in a flow chart kind of manner. And then if it fails, then what do you do next? It's like a plan B, plan C, in order for you to deliver that product. So you must have that processor. And that processes include checking, include monitoring, include data collection, include how to review on data as well. A lot of things, it doesn't come out in one incident. If it comes out in many, many incidents, then it should be an issue in a way that you need to look more into, more depth, more going deeper into the situation. Why? Could it be the material? Could it be the skills of the workers? You need to find out the root problem, see? And in order for you to do quality improvement, it will get better and better. Otherwise, you'll be stuck at just emergency management. Always problem come in and then you need to solve it. But then if you take time to analyze the data that you collect, then you will realize that you can probably problem at the root level and then make the whole system a lot better, upgrade it a lot better. Okay, and yeah, I mean, these are talking about organization now, who is in charge of what at certain stage. So there are some tools that we usually can use for quality plan, to do the quality management plan. You know, we can use experiment design, we can use benchmarking. Benchmarking is probably with other projects that is not under you or with your previous project in terms of benchmarking. You can also look into cost benefit analysis, because in order to do certain desired quality, you may also need to come in a lot of money. But if let's say the defects that you do will not cost you a lot of big problem, why do you want to pump in a huge amount of money to manage something that may not really happen, and then end up spending a lot on it? It's spending a lot more to control than if you let it happen. It will be just a few incidences, and the price of that repair is not so expensive. So again, we need to analyze like how strict you want to be, how detailed you want to be, and that is again always related to cost. Okay, it's very important. You know, if some of the consequences are very disastrous, then you really need to pump in a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of time to design your PQP. Certain things in your PQP can be maybe lightened, certain things in your PQP can be enhanced. So it depends, okay? So I always think that flowchart is such a wonderful tools, you know, to do. I mean, it's my go for, absolute go for, yeah. And then, yeah, benchmarking again is like a CQI thing. And then, design of experiment, a lot of this, testing, you need to have design of experiment. So the output, from quality planning, this is very important. Hope you can listen to this very carefully. The output from quality planning is the management plan. Within the management plan, there are processes, procedures, and then from there are checklists maybe to check to check and to collect data. And then the metrics means that the measurement for your quality. We don't want quality to be subjective. We want it to be very objective, as objective as possible. Although sometimes you really cannot be that objective, but then you need to try to be very objective about it. So what is your acceptance criteria? What is the limitation? What is your cut-off? As much as possible, give that kind of thing. You know, and then in terms of, even if you can't, at least you have to have rubrics and all that. From there, what testing that you're going to do, what is your quality baseline, and if this happens, certain things happen, how do you do to improve the situation? So this should be the output from your quality. Your output is your manual. The final thing is your manual that will have consists of all these things. And I think essentially we are looking at trying to also incorporate which is what we're going to talk in the next stage, quality assurance. You see, you need to plan your checking, you need to plan your tests, you need to plan your acceptance criteria, you need to plan your monitoring within your planning. You see, you need to set all this baseline first, and then if that doesn't happen, what is your plan B or plan C? You see, and how do you update on this management PQP, and how does that incorporate into your overall project management plan? It's just not only about PQP. The PQP must be workable together. Just now when I talk about other information from other components like schedules, like cost, like procurement, this one is also your output from your PQP will also impact on schedule and time, and you need to know. You know, it will output onto procurement, it will output onto risk, you see. So it is a combination, it's integration, it is not a standalone. You have to remember that, okay?